Hello, dear friends. Welcome once again in this e-class. And today, the work which we will discuss is Azadi by Chaman Nahal. Azadi is a very, very popular novel, dear friends, and it is a tale about what happened, what was the aftermath of the partition of India on the basis of religion. So it's a very well written novel which presents the problem and all the difficulties, all the tragedies faced by people during those times. And in this class, we will discuss the story, important characters, and all those major things. Okay, so dear friends, before we start discussion on the novel, let's have a brief biographical introduction to the writer, Chaman Nahal. Now, Chaman Nahal is a former professor of English at Delhi University, and he also worked as reader in English in Rajasthan University, Jaipur. He is he has not written too much, but he is known for his Gandhi Quartet. Gandhi Quartet is actually a series of 4 novels, and these present the fictionalized account of events from 1915, which we can say the beginning of modern Indian independence movement, and up to 1948, the end of this movement, and how we achieved freedom and other things related to it. Actually, these 20-30 years are considered to be the most turbulent period of Indian history, and he has documented all these things in his novels. Dear friends, Azadi, which published in 1975, is one of his most acclaimed work, and we can understand that it won Sahitya Akademi Award in 1977. The award is considered to be most prestigious and the highest honor a writer gets in India. Nahal composed this novel from his own experience because he was born in Sialkot in undivided India, and he and his family faced the problems which he has presented during the partition, the mass migration of Hindus from the newly formed Pakistan to India, and of Muslims from India to newly formed Pakistan, and lot of bloodshed, lot of loss of lives and property. All these things that particular generation has faced. He has, we can say, the first-hand experience of all these things, and it is presented in a very realistic detail in this particular novel. Now, if we talk about this particular novel, Azadi is actually the story of Lala Kanshiram and his family during this turbulent period of Indian independence. Lala Kanshiram is actually a well-settled grain merchant in Sialkot. Sialkot, which is a city in West Punjab in the undivided India. At that time, it was very common that Hindus and Muslims, they lived together. Though there were skirmishes, there were sometimes riots also, but most of the times they live in a communal harmony kind of thing, and there were Hindus were living in these Muslim dominated areas. Lalaji moved to Sialkot, actually from his parental ancestral village Sambriwal, and he came to Sialkot in order to establish his own business. Actually, at Sambriwal they had a joint family, and Lalaji decided that he should have his own business. That is why he came to Sialkot, and gradually he set his business, and now he is one of the most reputed businessman of this area. He is an ardent follower of Arya Samaj, and is socially also he is very active. And one of his daily activity is reading newspaper, while in the morning he sits in his comfy chair, and his wife also, Prabha Devi, he tells his wife all the things that are happening around the world. So he is conscious about the events happening, especially after First World War, during the Second World War. He informs his wife about all these things. Now, Lalaji and many other Hindu Sikhs of family, they lived in a particular mohalla and at a large house of Bibi Amarvati. These all Hindu Sikhs family live here as tenants. Now, days after the announcement of independence, the atmosphere is charged with rumors. Everywhere there are rumors, what will happen, the partition will happen or not, and everything is talking about how Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he has outsmarted Gandhi by claiming for a separate nation for the Muslims. Obviously, the Muslims are very excited about the prospect of having their own nation, and at the other hand, the Hindus and Sikh families, they begin to feel worried about their future. Finally, the day arrives on the 3rd June 1947. The Viceroy announces the partition plan. Everyone at Bibi Amarvati's house, the Hindus and Sikhs, hearing this news realizes that they are now living in Muslim-dominated area, and if this partition happens, they will be treated now as kafir, or we can say non-Muslims, and they will become the minorities. Their worst fears have come true. Just after the announcement, Muslims gather to celebrate the event, this particular event of declaration of a new nation for exclusively for Muslims, and they are in the form of a large procession, and which they decide to march throughout the city. When the procession reaches Fort Street, now Fort Street is a Hindu mohalla, Hindu dominated mohalla. The residents quickly close the entrance gate. It is in this Fort Street that this Amarvati house is situated, where Lalaji's and other Sikh family and Hindu families live. Now, the Muslim leaders want the procession to pass through the mohalla, but the gate is not opened, as the Hindu and the Sikh families, especially women, they are scared, thinking of the consequences that this unruly mob, this particular procession will create some sort of a difficult situation for them. So the gates are not open. The main gate, the major gate, is closed. As this happened, the inspector Inayatullah Khan, he arrives there, and he is also quite, we can say, arrogant in his treatment of the those chowkidars, gate, those who are standing at the gate, and asks the residents to open the door. When they don't agree, he asks his Sikh constables to forcibly open the door. Now, the Sikh constable, they are in a dilemma, because they are following the orders of their superior, but also they don't want to be the part of this thing which can be converted into a tragedy. However, the thing calmed down, because before the situation worsens, the Deputy Commissioner Prannath Chadda, who is a Hindu, and the SP Asghar Ahmad Siddiqui, they both arrive there. They talk to this particular inspector Inayatullah Khan, and they are angry with this treatment of the situation. They talk with both parties, and finally the compromise is reached. The procession is allowed to pass, but under the supervision of police. So this is the first example, or we can say the foreshadowing of the coming tense atmosphere. Now, Chaman Nahal talks about the relationship between Hindu and Muslim communities, the prime example of which being the love story of Arun, the son of Lalaji, and Nurul Nisar, daughter of Chaudhry Barkat Khan. Chaudhry Barkat Khan is the closest friend of Lala Kanshiram. Lalaji and Barkat Ali, actually they are acquainted with each other, not in Sialkot, but from their paternal village. They both come to Sialkot from the same village, and They both are, after meeting Gandhiji's, they are deeply influenced by his teaching, and they both are very much, they have common interest, and they both share the same passion for the country. Now, Barkat Ali is a progressive Muslim, treating all the religions with respect. So we can't say that he has the same kind of excitement when this partition plan is declared. Now, his son Munir and Arun, they are also close friends, and Munir knows that Arun loves his sister. However, everyone now, when the partition is declared, feels the heat of communal tension. Earlier, Arun was ready to convert himself into a Muslim to marry her, but in the new situation, new circumstances, Arun says that I can't stay here. I have to take care of my family. So it is better that Nurul come with him to India, and they cannot stay safe in Sialkot. Now Nurul is not ready for this. She also wants him to convert into Muslim. She can't convert herself into a Hindu, and she calls Arun a coward Hindu, as he is ready to leave her instead of changing his religion. So we say that partition has also ruptured their long love relationship. Munir also warns Arun that now they should not meet publicly, because their love would now be seen not just a Hindu boy and a Muslim girl, but it would be seen through communal glass, and now the situation is not good or conducive for such relationship. As the line says, he was now seen a Hindu boy carrying on with a Muslim girl, which is intolerable for both communities. Arun and Munir then went on to meet William Davidson. Now, William Davidson is their British sergeant friend, and even Davidson is not satisfied. He is not happy with the political parties, and he feels that this partition could have been avoided if Indian political parties have behaved maturity and without their selfish agendas. He thinks that the partition on the basis of religion would lead to other dire circumstances about which the political parties have no idea. On 23rd June 1947, Sialkot is declared to be part of Pakistan's province of Punjab. There are news of riots and bloodsheds from other provinces. However, the situation is still a bit better in Sialkot. There are no open riots still here. However, the situation becomes tense when a train from Amritsar arrives, and it carries dead bodies, butchered bodies of Muslim. The atmosphere obviously becomes quite tense. The same night, the first massive violence occurs in a Hindu mohalla. Now the residents of Bibi Amarvati also become scared of their lives. The local government has established refugees camp for Hindus who want to go to India. Lalaji, when Arun and other Hindu residents, Sikh residents of the Amarvati and mohalla talk about that they should also move to the refugee camps, Lalaji is agitated by the very idea of moving from Sialkot, because he has lived all his life in this place. He has made his business. He is a reputed person here. He can't think of uprooting himself from this particular place. But the next day, Lala Kanshiram's shop is looted in the broad daylight. He somehow escapes the mob and arrives safe at home. But now he knows that his time in Sialkot is over. He can't live here. He sees that many of the shops which earlier belonged to the Hindus, they have been abducted. They have been forcefully taken by the Muslims. Barkat Ali, his friend, arrives with some more bad news. The Hindu SP Prannath Chadda has been murdered by his Muslim servant, and the Muslim leader, the Muslim DSP or DC, Deputy Commissioner, has been transferred. He also informs him that their mohalla is on the target of the rioters, and now, as such, with a heavy heart, Lala Kanshiram, along with other Hindu families, becomes ready to leave for refugee camp in military truck. It is actually their Davidson, their friend, Arun's friend, who arranges all these trucks so that the families can safely go to the refugee camps. Now, the refugee camps had makeshift tents where Hindus from different provinces of Pakistan are arriving in hope to migrate to India. Now, soon they get another terrible news that Lalaji's daughter Madhu and her husband, they both have been killed while coming to Sialkot from Wazirabad. They were in a train, and then because the train was full of Hindus, migrants, Muslims have attacked the train, and they both have been killed. The family is in deep shock. Lalaji wants to give proper last rites to her daughter, and as he can't leave the camp, he sends Arun and another boy, Suraj Prakash, to seek help of Barkat Ali. Now, the both Arun and Suraj Prakash, disguised as Muslim, go to Barkat Ali's house. They see that all the Hindu shops and houses have been burnt down. They witness it through their own eyes. But Barkat Ali takes them to the place where the dead bodies of Hindus are disposed. They all are horrified to look at the heap of bones and mutilated bodies. Parts of bodies are scattered here and there on the platforms. They all are like a heap of bones, and it is a very horrible sight to witness. Arun does not find the body of his sister, and shaken, he returns to the camp. Lalaji and Prabha have now totally given all their hopes after the death of their daughter, and they are totally shattered looking at the outcome of events. An old friend of Arun, Rahmatullah Khan, now he has become a police officer. He comes to the camp. Actually, he has his eyes on a Hindu woman, Sunanda, who is the young wife of Suraj Prakash. He tries to seek Arun's help in seducing the women, but Arun instead informs Sunanda of Rahmat's evil designs. Rahmat becomes quite angry according to him, this was Arun's last chance to be saved. Arun now he has lost touch with Noor, the love of his life. Now he is attracted to Chandni, a young girl, the daughter of Padmini. Now this woman Padmini used to work at the tenants of Bibi Amarvati's house, and she is also here. Now, Arun expresses his love to Chandni, but Chandni, though attracted towards Arun, she is worried about the gap in their social standings. Arun tells her that now it doesn't matter, they are not from different classes, they both now belong to one class. This is quite ironical. They both are socially equal because they are both refugees. Arun shows his serious intent towards Chandni, that he is not merely flirting by proposing to marry her. He even informs his mother that he wants to marry Chandni. Still, overcome by the grief of death of her daughter, Prabha Devi, she is shocked at first by this declaration of love and intention to marry Chandni, but still she reluctantly gives her consent because she doesn't have any other option also. Now, most of the male Sikhs, it's a very important part of subplot of the novel. Now, most of the Sikh refugees have cut their beard and long hair. which is part of their religious practice. But they have done so to avoid detection by the rioters. But Niranjan Singh, with his pregnant wife, Niranjan Singh is not ready to shave his beard, which is an emblem of his faith. His wife Isha, who is full-time pregnant, is obviously worried for him. Lalaji and other refugees, Hindus and Sikhs, they try to make him understand the risk if he keeps his beard and then goes to the journey to India. He can be easily identified, but Niranjan Singh is adamant on not cutting his hair. Now, a convoy of Indian Army arrives to make sure the safe passage of refugees, and it is decided that the convoy would walk 6 miles per day to reach India. This just before the journey begins, Niranjan Singh immolates himself as because he is under immense pressure to cut his hair, which he can't do, and is still not ready to compromise with his faith. He also doesn't want to put the convoy at risk, so he immolates himself, and everybody is shocked at this immolation, at burning of himself. Now, Lala Kanshiram is given the charge of the 4th unit. The convoy is divided into small units. Their Pakistani friends come to see them off with teary eyes. Barkat Ali brings an emotional letter by Noor for Arun. Just when they are to start, Lalaji sees a man rushing towards them. Everything is surprised to see Gangu Mal. Now, Gangu Mal is husband of Bibi Amarvati, and he has disappeared from the camp a few days ago, arriving suddenly now. Now, Gangumal says that I have become Ghulam Muhammad and converted to Muslim religion, because he thought that going to India is not a solution. It is not a good solution. Bibi Amarvati pleads him to go with them, but he refuses as he can't see any future in India. He says it is better to remain here as a Muslim. So now both go their separate ways. Ghulam Muhammad or Gangumal stays in newly formed Pakistan, and his wife Bibi Amarvati goes with the convoy to India. As the convoy crosses various villages, the people, the refugees, they witness scenes of barbarity, innocent Hindus butchered everywhere. After walking in terror and constant fear, the convoy reaches the village of Narowal, where a week-long stay is scheduled. Narowal is actually a Muslim-dominated area, and the local Muslims want to crush the very spirit of the migrating Hindus. And for this, with the passive support of the local administration, they parade the naked Hindu women in a march. Arun and Suraj, in disguise, see this heinous spectacle. All women are marched totally naked, their head shaved, their head hung in shame. This is one of the most shameful display of barbarity, human cruelty. Now, at night, the convoy is attacked by the rioters. Everywhere there are cries of bachao and help. Arun somehow, who is at that time in a lavatory, escapes and runs towards the empty fields. Here, in the mid of the field, he hears muffled voices of a woman coming from a hut. As he enters the hut, he finds Rahmatullah Khan trying to rape Sunanda. Arun kills him, and with Sunanda returns to the camp early in the morning. Horrible news wait them here also. Chandni, she has been abducted. Suraj has been murdered, and almost every family has lost one or two members of their family. After the suffering in hell, the convoy finally crosses the Ravi River and enters the Indian border. Kanshiram, he is charged with intense emotion and cries out loudly, Vande Mataram. But once they are in India, Lalaji realizes that their predicament is not over yet. From Dera Baba Nanak, where they have arrived, the migrated Hindus are sent to Amritsar for relocation. Now, here they are not welcomed again, rather treated as discarded entities. Lalaji finally decides to move with his family and some other refugees to Delhi. Now, during their stay at Amritsar, Arun is shocked to see that the Muslims are treated in the same brutal way as the Hindus had suffered in Pakistan. Arun even witnessed a procession of Muslim women forced to walk naked. Lalaji, along with Sardar Teja Singh and Bibi Amarvati, reaches Delhi, but once again they fail to get a house as the local people don't trust the refugees. The already bruised spirit of Lalaji is completely broken by this ill treatment of their own people, the administration, and the government. When he has lost all the hopes of getting an accommodation, he and his family finally get a house on the borders of Delhi. Lalaji faces the corruption in the government offices as he has to go to refugee office to claim the compensation for his losses, but without any success. He witnessed that how rampant is the corruption, how refugees are treated in a very we can say offhand manner. One evening, everyone is deeply shocked by the news of Gandhiji's assassination. Though everyone is deeply saddened, Bibi Amarvati is so disillusioned with the happenings, with the aftermath of the partition, that she merely says, "He brought nothing but misery to us." This shows that how the Gandhian plan to free India from British dominance has failed to Bibi Amarvati. The partition leaves deep, unhealable scar on the psyche of people of both sides. The death of Gandhi had deep impact on Lala Kanshiram. He feels that the final straw has broken. Thus, the novel ends on a bleak note, and Lala Kanshiram stands as a sorry figure, a sad emblem of a botched political plan, and Azadi, which cost a lot of price in form of blood, in form of losses. So dear friends, this was all in our today's chapter. I hope I was able to summarize this important novel in a manner which help you understand. Keep watching, keep learning. Thank you, friends.